Hey guys, this is Doris, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw recap. Alright, so it was a pretty good show. We started out the show with the man Becky Lynch. If you remember, they had said that Becky Lynch was going to confront the winner of the women's ladder match. Becky comes down to the ring and she starts talking and she gets very emotional. Says she has to take a break for a little while, and she has the briefcase from the women's ladder match. Asuka comes down, starts freaking out, telling her that the briefcase is hers, and Becky calms her down and says, I know it's yours. The ladder match that you wrestled last night was not what you thought it was, and how this briefcase was a little bit different than the others because it had a combination lock on it. Becky proceeds to unlock the briefcase, and inside the briefcase is the women's title. And Becky informs Asuka that she is now the women's champion for Monday Night Raw. And Asuka does her little dance with the belt and finds it hard to believe that she's the champion. She goes back to the ring to have Becky further explain. Becky says how she cannot wrestle anymore and that Asuka can, and tells Asuka to go be the warrior that she is, that Becky is going on to be a mother. So this is how we find out that Becky is relinquishing the title because she is pregnant. And throughout this whole thing, she gets emotional at times, she cries. Asuka congratulates her. It was kind of a sweet moment between her and Asuka. Asuka hugs her, and then Becky leaves the ring. They go out back, and Becky is lovingly surrounded by different superstars, congratulating her, welcoming her to parenthood, and that is the end of that segment.
But we kick things off with the Raw women.
I'm torn between joy and sadness because I'm a... No, I can't fight anymore, but you can. You are the champion.
Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations.
So our first match of the night is a no disqualification match between Bobby Lashley and Humberto Carrillo. It was a decent match. Carrillo did not so great unless he had a weapon. There are a couple of nice chair shots in this match, which I captured, and a very brutal throw into the ring post courtesy of Lashley. And Lashley ends up winning by submission when he puts Carrillo into a full Nelson. But you will see that right here.
Stopped him. Who's dangerous on his own.
The take on Humberto Carrillo.
And Bobby Lashley. And this is going to be a big mistake.
Lashley!
Oh my God!
The chair is legal.
And now Carrillo beat somebody like Bobby Lashley. It's not, it's be evasive. And from the middle rope.
Take off.
Oh, and Carrillo on the back.
Oh, my
God. Oh, right. Great opportunity.
Lashley.
Oh, caught.
In the center of the ring.
All right, and this next match is a match between Angel Garza and Akira Tozawa. More of this match is focused on some drama building within Selena Vega's stable. We have Angel Garza tormenting Austin Theory during the match, and then they end up in a little verbal confrontation after the match. So you will see that here. The action in the match, there was a little bit of it, but not really. It wasn't that great of a match as you would expect. But like I said, more was focused on the drama within the stable. All right.
Garza, and a carry. Angel,
A little bit overall.
their way. So you got
Okay, that's all it.
compartmentalizing.
Fully engaged.
Oh, covered. Does that
Meaner of Angel Garza. More fun.
And now,
Angel Garza.
wing clipper. And
There is definitely something up between.
After the match, Angel Garza and Austin Theory are in the ring with the rest of the stable of Vega, and they are bickering back and forth. Apparently, there's some turmoil between them of who's better and who's not. They end up getting interrupted by Drew McIntyre, and we have a match between Drew McIntyre and Andrade. So that match is here.
Theory. Up to Theory. Oh,
Guys like an.
cut.
Superstars.
Oh, turning around here.
I'm very, very familiar with Andrade. He's been in
United States champion.
miles of blood. When he
McIntyre. In there.
the focus, the concentration on the joints.
They're just trying to fight with. Oh my!
Look at this.
Whoa!
The top toe.
Watch those knees.
Doubled.
In kind.
Got blocked.
Escape.
Oh, face first. The countdown. Andrade and the WWE champion.
But what are you doing fighting Humberto Carrillo? It's time you got a chance to fight for the WWE Championship. 2007. Now here we are 13 years later in the same damn location. And here's another cage keeping Lashley locked in. She's looking for a way out.
All right, and next segment is a moment of bliss. I talked about this a little bit on my live stream last night. So basically, Iconic comes out and they end up challenging Nikki and Alexa to a match. Originally, they challenged them to a title match. That gets turned down, so then they challenge them to a non-title match. And they end up winning that match, the Iconics do. So now they have a win over the tag team champions.
Iconic. K and pinned WWE.
But this is a.
WWE.
Whoa.
This is not a cross. Go to championship.
I can't.
Advantage. And look, that big right hand. And knocks down Royce and now Cross. Oh, the canvas. The Iconics have beat.
All right, so after the Nikki and Alexa match, they show Rey Mysterio being interviewed in the back. He talks about the men's ladder match. He also talks about the tag match that he has tonight. He's teaming with Aleister Black going against Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Seth Rollins interrupts the interview, and Rey goes on to congratulate him on Becky's pregnancy, and Seth just stares blankly at him and then walks away. The remark that Rey has pretty much says it all, and here's a clip of that now.
What a dick.
All right. This next match was a six-man tag between R-Truth, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander, and they went up against MVP, Shane Thorne, and Brendan Vink. And R-Truth did his usual comedian act throughout the match, and he ended up getting the pin on MVP. After the match, Bobby Lashley came to the ring and helped MVP beat up Truth, establishing a new partnership, as we saw earlier, between MVP and Lashley. So this looks like it's going to blossom into MVP having his own stable, but we will have to see if that truly works out.
Okay.
Oh, God, did you see that?
Yeah.
You have a fresh Pretty Ricky, a fresh arch.
Ricochet. I think he messed up his teeth.
Money for that.
That is disgusting. Here's the cover in Truth VP earlier. Nelson again. Oh!
In this next segment, Shayna Baszler is interviewed and asked her thoughts on the Becky Lynch situation, and she ends up having some nasty comments to say concerning Becky Lynch and the stupidity of her getting pregnant and how now she has a parasite growing inside her and she basically ruined her career. This brings out Natalya, who tells Shayna how rude she's being, and Shayna basically shits all over the Hart family and tells Natalya how she's never going to have children, meaning Natalya, and how the Hart family dynasty is going to die with Natalya. And this makes a impromptu match between Shayna Baszler and Natalya. And as much as Natalya tries, Shayna pretty much overpowers her through the whole thing and ends up winning the match. So it wasn't too much of a long match, and like I said, Natalya tried, but it was really one-sided throughout the most of it.
I wanted to get your reaction to the news about Becky's pregnancy.
Stupid do you have to be to get knocked up when you're the champion?
So after the interview with Shayna Baszler, we go back out to the ring for the tag match between Ray and Alistair versus Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins. This was more of a show to show Seth Rollins apparently not being able to get over his loss to Drew McIntyre and not being able to win the world title. He ends up in a zombie-like state, and pretty much does not contribute during the match at all until at one point he snaps. It almost reminds me of, if you remember when I think it was Festus or something like that. Festus. He was one of the cousins. He was actually part of the club, Luke Gallows. So he was part of I think they were brothers or cousins, and he would walk around in a zombie-like state until the bell rang, and then he would absolutely go ballistic and take out anyone that was in the ring when that bell rang. So it almost reminded me of that, but in a different way. You'll see coming up, that match is right after this.
Owens' match against Drew McIntyre last night. Tag team action next.
I've never seen Seth Rollins like this.
Look at Alistair Black.
Turned into a handicap match.
Kick out. Oh!
Tonight.
Oh! Right to the back of the net.
And here's by himself.
To qualify for Money in the Bank, Mysterio beat. And now Alistair Black.
Going on with
knee right to the...
Don't worry about Seth. Do not worry.
And now Black sending Murphy on the move. To join Seth
for the match, Joe.
Two legal superstars in this match. Rollins, Mysterio, or even competing off the top. And the crossbody. Thankfully, that wasn't the
long until.
Crossbody.
Victory here against Mysterio.
Lost into the corner. Rollins didn't even register.
Hold it up.
Oh, went for the 619 and blocked by.
Rollins going after Black.
No! Stay back!
No.
I don't know what happened out there.
You know how bad it makes you look to disrespect the miracle that is motherhood? There's tonight.
What do you know about motherhood? The Hart dynasty dies with you.
4-1 fall. Introducing Stars. That's how cold and Oscar should be the target.
Escape him
With a beautiful get everything scouted.
there now. Oh, and again, Baze gonna stamp. Double leg takedown with Baszler right back.
Does happen. It may just.
So that clip at the end between Randy Orton and Edge was basically Randy Orton saying that every match that he's had with Edge so far has had a special stipulation, the Royal Rumble, Last Man Standing, that in a real technical wrestling match, it has been almost a decade since Edge has wrestled one, and that if Edge had the guts, then at Backlash he would face Randy Orton in an old school technical wrestling match. And Charlie asked Edge if he had a response. Edge did not. So we don't know the answer to this. I am very sure that Edge will accept the challenge. So more than likely we will see Edge and Orton at Backlash. And that was the end of Raw. I tried something new tonight. Let me know what you thought of it. The last 2 weeks I've been trying something new, and tonight I kind of changed it up a little bit. Same idea, but just a little bit more broken up. Let me know what you think. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't yet. And like I said, let me know what you think. And if you guys want me to keep doing it this way, I will. If you would like me to go back to the old one where I gave a little clip and then a little blurb about the show and then showed all the clips, I can go back to that way too. Whatever you guys want, just let me know. Alright, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Thanks guys, peace out, bye.